Hello, we are highly welcome for today's section of financial accounting, and today we'll be looking on the topic, the bank reconciliation statement. Now we have a question on the board, and the question has asked us to draw our cash book up to date, which is to say that we'll be solving with the updated cash book. Now in some other questions, you might be asked to solve for an adjusted cash book. So there are two ways of presenting this, either for an updated cash book or for an adjusted cash book. Now, I'm going to solve this question for you in with three steps. First of all, take note that the debit side of the cash book is the same with the credit side of the bank statement. And the credit side of the cash book as well is the same with the debit side of the bank statement. Now, we need to figure out how to get our unpresented check and the uncredited check. It is just a simple way, a simple method. That is the reason why I have this model for you, to explain it bit by bit so that you have a better understanding about it. So my good friends, visit our website and click on the bank reconciliation statement. So you read on the theoretical aspect of this in order to expand your knowledge about the bank reconciliation statement. So let us solve this question. The following is an extract from the bank columns of the cash book of Drizzy Chris. Required: write the cash book up to date and state the new balances as at 30th of June 2008. Draw up a bank reconciliation statement as on the 30th of June 2008. So this is the cash book and this is the bank statement. Remember, the bank reconciliation statement, or the bank reconciliation in general, has to do with the differences between the cash book and the bank statement. So we need to bring it up to date in order to know which entry that was recorded on the cash book that is not reflecting on the bank statement, and vice versa. So with this model I have on the board, let me show you something. Now, since I told us that the debit side of the cash book is the same with the credit side of the bank statement, so the arrow goes this way, just like what I have here. The debit side is the same with the credit side, right? And the credit side is the same with the debit side. You can see it is the same thing I have here. So every item we have here is going to be selected here, and everything we have here as well will be written out. Now take notes, this is the debit side and this is the credit side. The same thing applies. This is the debit side and this is the credit side, okay? Now, every figure we have here will be reflecting here, apart from the balance carried down, except when we're solving for the adjusted cash book. So we have 495, this is 495, as well we have here on the debit side. We have 76, we have 54, we have 88, and we have 116. 116. Now, on this section, remember, we are dealing with the debit side now. We have what? 76. We have 54. We have 88. And we have what? 52. So every entry, every figure we have here has been recorded here, right? Now, let us go to the credit side. On the credit side, we have 47. We have 106, we have 42, then 634 is the balance CD, so we are not going to pick this value, alright? Oh, let's come back to this side. We have 47, and we have 40. Now this is the first step. This is the first thing you need to know. Now let us come over to the updated cash book. Remember, I told you that we're going to solve this question in two ways. But before we get to this second step, now let us try to identify the values we have here. Okay? Let us try to identify the value. Now take note that on the debit side, on this section, this is where we are going to get our uncredited check. Our uncredited check. And how do we get note of it? We get our uncredited check by the time we tick these values. The ones that are not reflecting here represent our uncredited check. While on this section, we are going to get our unpresented check. the unpresented check. So take note of that. The unpresented check from here, the uncredited check from here. So 495, we'll have 495. Now this one goes in automatically. It always goes to the cash book automatically, okay? So this is 76 and we have 76 here. Good. This is 54 and we have 54 here. Good. This is 88 and we have 88. Good. And this is 116, but there is no 116. So this value is not there, right? Okay. Now when we come over to this section, this is 47 and here we have 47. Good. This is 106 and there is no 106. This is 40, right? Nothing. So it simply means that this 116 here represents our uncredited check, okay? Then 106 and 42 represent our unpresented check. So let us come over to the updated cash book. Assuming we're solving for the adjusted cash book, then we can also consider the values that are not unticked in this place, okay? But since it is not the adjusted cash book, let us wait until when we get to that section. So we have 495, all right? So every value is going to be recorded on the updated cash book. 495 is what? Our balance CD. What is the date? On the 1st of June. The balance CD. How much was it? 495. Now what is the next thing? We have 76. We have 76. And 76 is for what? Charles. On the 8th, we have Charles. How much is it? 76. Then this is 54. And 54 is for who? For John. On the 15th. So we have John. And how much is the value? 54. And this is 88. And 88 is the cash on the 26th. We have cash. And how much is the cash? 88 naira. Then 116. Remember, 116 did not reflect, okay? It is not on this section, but every value is going to be represented on the cash book. So 116 is for who? Blessing. On the 30th, we have blessing. 116. Okay? Now, we are done with this place. What about here? We have what? 76. Okay. Remember, 76 was, we got 76 here, right? That is 76. That was 54. That was 88. And there was no 52. There was no 52. So 52 comes down again. We'll have 52 here. And what is the date for the transaction on the 52? It was credit transfer to debit on the 29th. So we have what? Credit transfer to debit. And that was the value for the 52. Okay? Now, every value we have here has been represented. No value will be added twice. Okay? So, let's move over to this section, which is on the credit side. Now, we have what? 47. And 47 was for who? This is for Harry on the 5th. 5th, we have Harry. And how much was it? 47. Remember, this same 47 reflects here. Now we have 106. 106. And the 106 is for who? For Prince. On the 26th, we have Prince. And for Prince, this is how much? Okay, 106. Now what else? We have 42. We have 42 here. And this 42, the transaction was for Darlington on the 28th. This is Darlington. Okay, now let's come over to this place. Remember, 47, we have 47 here already. 40, there is no 40. So since there is no 40, let's pick 40 as well. So we have 40 here. And what's date is the 40? We have the bank charges. Bank charges. That was on the 30th. Bank charges. Now, with what we have done, you'll find out that every value we have on the cash book has been updated here in this same or be updated on the cash book here. Okay. Now take notes. These values, we are not making use of it because this is the updated cash book. All right. If we are solving the adjusted cash book, remember, visit our blog post. I've given you the format already. You read and you know when to make use of these values. Okay. So we're working with this side, which is the bank, the cash book, while this is the bank statement. So what we do now, we need to close this account. Okay. We must close this account to get our values before we come over to the final stage. So what do? We are going to add up everything we have here and we'll sum everything we have here. Okay. So let us add up now. Now everything we have here give us 881. 881. Now by the time we sum these values together, it gives us 235. All right. So this is 235, which means it is lesser than this value we have here. So 881 will be reflecting here as well. We have 881. So 881 minus 235, which we have as our value here, gives us what? 646. So we have 646 here. Now this 646 we have here becomes our what? On the last date in June 31st, it now becomes our balance CD, which is 646. Okay. Now after doing this, the next thing we'll do is to move over to the statement to now prepare our statement. Remember, this is the cash book. This particular balance we have here, this balance CD that we have here, okay, will now be our balance as per cash book coming to the third stage. So what do we have here? Balance as per cash book will have what? 646. So balance as per cash book will have 646. Okay. Now add unpresented check. Unpresented check. Now which value represents our unpresented check? Remember I told us that this is our uncredited check. The ones that are unticked represents the uncredited check. The ones that are unticked here represent the unpresented check. Okay. So which values do we have unticked? We have 106 and 42. So we have what? 106 and we have what? 42. 106 and 42. These two values are not ticked, so they represent the unpresented check. Now when we sum these two values, it gives us what? 148. 148. Now remember, the law says add unpresented check. So we added these two values and it gave us 148. So 148 plus this gives us what? 794. So we have 794. Now the table tells us again that we should less the uncredited check. Now what is the value for our uncredited check? When we come over to this arrow, this model we have here, our uncredited check is what? 116. This is the value that is not ticked, that is not also reflecting on this place, okay? Which is 116. So our uncredited check is 116. Remember, we are subtracting it. So 794 minus 116 gives us what? 678. 678. So this 678 we have here now becomes the balance as per bank statement. Now take a look at this. From this question we have, this is the cash book and this is the bank statement, right? Now what is the final balance we have here? You can see it is 678. From the balance, the final balance is 678. And by the time we solve this question and we follow these processes, we'll still arrive at 678 here. So with this now, the difference between the cash book and the bank statement has been sorted out. I hope you understand the steps. Remember, the step 1, you try to identify the uncredited check and the unpresented check. Step 2, you update the cash book. And step 3, you make use of the values and you arrive at your final answer. So my good friends, if you have questions or you need clarification, you just drop a comment below. If you need a private tutor, you also get in touch with us and we'll provide one for you. Remember, visit our website and read on the theoretical aspect of this, helpingstudents.com.ng/bank reconciliation statement. It will give you an insight of what I've done because I took my time to break it down for you in a way you will understand better. Do have a wonderful day, and I wish you success in all you do. Thank you, and thanks for being a loyal subscriber. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button for us and enjoy lots of video we have to help you academically. Do have a blessed day. Goodbye.